He knew that more than 87% of the people of Luka rely on firewood for survival. He knew that I was going to tell the people of Luka that only a quarter, 25% of the people of Luka have permanent houses. A quarter of the population. He knew that. That's why he stopped us. I mean, by the way, in a special way, abantu ba Luka mbalamusa kweno gwali mu kusagwa amaani okwira kwe wife lwaki Luka ndetayo wife nze baba wange nga tanafa yankoba nti omu ku badada bange muli 18 something yaliwo Luka era bamuziika Luka baali bamweta Bwago era ndikwenda kufunayo olunaku lulala nje eruuka eyo kumalanga wiiki ndala noonye ku barelative bange ab'omu Luka nkidi nti abalala bakaliyo aye abandi basenguka era bajayiganga era ndidi nti abakaire b'omwiganga baidi omukaire bali beeta Bwavu Sekayi yali mudingwino awo mwiganga yafa mu myaka ja 1950s baba oyankoba oyo mukaire dada wange baba oyatola ku eriina lya Sekayi nali wa mutabani wange beeta Solomon Kampala Sekayi eriina lyali lya dada wange bali bamweta Bwavu Sekayi yali mudingu weiganga kale no mubona oti abantu b'Obusoga banenda eno ayenze nambenda eno tinsobi baba ze ndi Busoga ndi mwana wa Luka. So I salute you, my brothers and sisters. I knew Museveni would not allow me to come and tell you these things face to face because he has survived by dividing us along tribal lines, along religious lines. But now he sees a generation that's so connected, as if this connection was made in heaven. So he's so scared about us coming together. Museveni did not want me to step in Buyende because I would have told the people in Buyende that despite paying a lot of taxes, over 70% of them have no access to drinking water. I would have told them that. I would have told them that over 90% of the people in Buyende aged above 15 years, they only have senior 4 as a maximum level of education. He didn't want me to tell them that. He didn't want me to say that over 4,900 households in Buyende lack toilets and over 93% don't live in decent houses. He's scared of that. He does not want me to tell our people that they are actually slaves in their own country. These statistics I'm giving you are from, a government agency, UBOS. So Museveni is scared of that. Museveni knows that we can break it down for our people so that they really know how much he has robbed our country, how much he has impoverished our people, how much, how serious an urgency it is for us to get him out of power, to rid ourselves of water. He did not want that. However, we are able at least to share this now. He didn't want me to come to Kamuli because he did not want me to remind our people there of the persistent lies that he has been telling them, promising one thing after another. He didn't want that. He didn't want me to remind the people of Kamuli about the sick healthcare system. He didn't want me to remind the people of Busoga of how much he has killed their education. I told a few people that I met in Busoga that my dream as an artist was to go to Namasagari College. When I was still a school-going boy, Namasagari College was a dream of every talented, of every artistically talented young man or woman. But look what happened. Busoga College Mwiri. We all wanted to go to Busoga College Mwiri. We all wanted to go to Utiki. We all wanted to go to schools like Wanyange Girls. But now, they are more or less gone. So Museveni did not want us to murder people that way. And that's why he blocked us. The same can be said of the districts where Museveni had been blocking us from reaching. During the past weeks, of course, we had the opportunity to go to different districts. I went to Karamoja, and the side of poverty you see in Karamoja, a naturally endowed area. It is very sad. You know, I met some people, some young children, evidently malnourished, as if we are, you know, parading them for the journalists to come and take pictures. But the sad irony was that besides these malnourished children, there were still hungry-looking young men holding brand new AK-47s. Being used to keep their people in poverty. That is the reality in Uganda. Hungry mothers, hungry fathers, miserable people. This and more is what is happening in places we go to. Hungry and mean-looking soldiers holding brand new weapons, but on their side, miserable children with no future to speak of. But it reminded me that that is how Museveni sees us. He sees us as his slaves. He sees us as people that are only supposed to be used as tools for him to milk our country. The people of Uganda will recall that in his inaugural speech in 1986, President Museveni branded leaders like himself today as, you know, a pathetic spectacle. He said in 1986, and I quote, he said, the Honorable Excellency, who is going to the United States, because he knows he has no way. He has to use violence now. We are here, but we are mourning the death of more than 50 recorded young men and women, innocent citizens. Many of them were going about their business and they were shot dead. Many of them were only speaking out against injustice. He sentenced them to death because he believed that by threatening anybody that dares to speak out, he will be silencing us. I also saw a minister of security, General Eric Mwine, confirming that their police has the power to execute any citizen. We condemn that, and we continue to tell him that the people of Uganda will be free. Of course, Museveni did not want me to go to Masaka or Chiruhura or Rukunjiri or Ntungamo because he's scared. He does not want people to show support. He has always been claiming that our support is only in the central region, only in urban areas, but I'm sure the truth was clear for everybody to see that indeed the people of Uganda from all corners, from north to the south, from the west to the east, all of them for change. All of them are ripe for change. You all notice that they've tried as much as possible to brand us as violent. And as I always reiterate, violent, and we don't intend to use violence whatsoever to achieve our desired goal. We don't believe in violence. We know the regime is trying as much as possible to brand us violent so they can, you know, respond to us with violence. And sadly, these people that are being used to make violence to innocent citizens, citizens, they are equally miserable. I met an elderly man in Nebi who has been a police officer for a long time. He struggled as much as possible, selling even the land that his parents left to him to take his son through school. He has a mix, but after 4 years of graduation, he has not found a job. But this man, all through his career, all through the 40 years of him serving in police, he has been promoted only once. He has lived to witness the sons and daughters of those who are well known fly through the ranks past him. But now his son wants to join the police. Yes, I mean, after his bachelor's degree, he has not gotten a job. 4 years of graduation, he has not found a crossroads, seeking advice from me. And me, my advice to him was to vote, to come out and vote, because this cannot be fixed if we don't have a better leadership. This cannot be fixed if we don't have a leadership that considers, merit while promoting the men and women in uniform. Of course, so many other people that I met, the young nurses, there's even a nurse that was, fired for interpreting for me when I went to, where is this before? To Nebi. No, to Pakwach, actually. I was in Pakwach. This nurse is going through trouble for translating words that are not citing violence, for translating words that are only communicating a message of freedom. My fellow Ugandans, I only want to encourage you to be firm. I only want to encourage you to believe in change that is before our very eyes. We are going to the polls on January 14th. Although Museveni and his people are trying as much as possible to stamp it in our minds that we don't have a right to change our fortunes through a vote, although they've unleashed brute force, trying to communicate to us that even when we vote him out, he has the capacity to rig the election. But I want to give you confidence, my brothers and sisters, that it is possible. We have seen more brutal dictators around us, but the power of the people has prevailed, and the people's voice has ultimately reigned supreme. So I want to give you confidence. I want to give you encouragement. It is sad that we lost our people. It is sad that our country continues to be divided by people that know how dangerous it is to divide us, but we as a generation should stick together. We as a people should remember that we are stronger together and we are more united than divided. All through history, these dictators, they unleash brute force. They use young men and women to brutalize their fellow citizens. But when it's time for them to go, they run away alone. I want to send a message to our brothers and sisters in uniform, those in police, those military, those in prisons, and all security agencies. Friends, do not be misled by these men and women whose future is already behind them. Please don't be misled. I want you to remember that you are living in a generation where everything is on camera. And I'm sure you've seen in the past that at the end of the day, each officer that abuses the rights and freedoms of the people ultimately answers individually. We know many of you are good citizens. We know many of you are good officers. I've interacted with many of you, and indeed you have communicated to me that you don't like the orders that you are being given. So I appeal to you. Mr. President, all we are saying is be a man of your word. You know, it is you, the elders, that teach us to keep our word. You say if you're a man, you keep your word. So all we're asking of you, Mr. President, is keep your word. Be a man of your word. You say Africa's problem, and Uganda in particular, are the leaders that overstay in power. You one time said a fundamental change had come to Uganda. You one time said you will not preside over a government where people are killed and you don't know the killer. You one time said that you went to the bush because Obote killed your people, because Amin killed your people. These are the same reasons that you gave for picking up guns and convincing young men and women of that time, our age of that time, and even younger, to join you in what you call a liberation struggle. But here we are, 40 years later, you are killing our mothers, you are killing our fathers, you are killing a population who are supposed to be your grandage, to respect the words that you wrote in your books, the words that are in your book by you and your team called Mission to Freedom, the words that are in your book called Sowing the Mustard Seed, the words that are in your book, What is Africa's Problem? I continue to remind you, Mr. President, that we are not going to give up, sir. We are not going to give up because the law is on our side. We are not going to give up because the people of Uganda are on the side of the truth. The same truth that you are stopping us from telling the people. You said you were fighting to return democracy. Let democracy prevail. You know, be a real soldier. If you're a real soldier, you know, respect the rights of the people. If it is democracy, let it be democracy. Respect fair play. Let the people of Uganda decide. I know many of you fellow Ugandans have asked us what we shall do to President Museveni after we defeat him. I've said it and I'm saying it again, that now entirely depends on him. It depends on how he wants to go out. If he respects the voices of the people of Uganda, we would be happy to respect him, to retire him with dignity, and of course to have him as a resident former president who can even guide. But if he decides to go the Gaddafi line, to go the Bashir line, to go the Mugabe line, that still depends entirely on him. So finally, to the people of Uganda, I want to remind you that this is not only about a certain section of people. It's not only about the people. And yes, it's not only about areas. It's about all of us. This is about all of us. Bad roads will not ask what tribe you are or what religion you are or where your family is before they kill you in an accident. A badly governed country will not, discriminate. Some of you have seen young ladies that were not political at all. Some of them did not even know they were slaves in their own country, going about their usual business. Murdered. A young lady who was carrying food to a customer, murdered. We saw even a university lecturer, murdered. So we are all in danger until none of us is in danger. It is important that we all play our part. Those in Uganda and those in the diaspora. We, the leaders, all we can do is offer up ourselves to lead the charge. But everybody is equally important. I want to... can do is offer ourselves to lead the church. But if all fellow leaders, General Mugisha Muntu, Honorable Batimao, I want to salute you, General Tumukonde, and all other colleagues alone. But if we come together, we can chase this man away. We can put an end to this dictatorship if we all come together. If we all come together, this can be a life-changing opportunity for the people of Uganda. I've said it before and I say it again that the people of Uganda are already united. It's upon us, the leaders, and I'm really, really encouraged by the constant gestures of unity. We have the opportunity, and if we maximize it, Museveni and his regime of blood and terror will be history. I thank all of you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in and listening to me. I want to inform the people of Chenjojo, of Chegegwa, of Fort Portal, that we shall be with you tomorrow. And all areas where we've not come yet, we shall be coming there. The people of Busoga, the people of Sironko, the people of Kitgum, where we've not been able to reach, we are making efforts to adjust our program to ensure that we come there physically, so that we share these facts physically, so that we share these truths physically. I know the regime will try as much as possible to block us. I know they will try as much as possible to ensure that we don't reach you with a message of freedom. So in the meantime, before we come to you, I want to request all the leaders, wherever you are, to ensure that you send this message out there. Abariomu ankole message mujongereyo, abaana babusoga message mujongereyo, mwena abali mu bitundu bya Uganda ebyenjawulo. Mwena obubaka buno mubwongereyo, temukitulekera, because it's not about us alone, it's about all of us. Ekola ebikolobero bingi bwe biti. Buli gavumenti y'abannakyemalira ebegenda okugwa ekola ebikolobero bingi bwe biti neemaliriza egudde. Nze nekimpa essuubi kwe kumanya nti kino ekyatandika tekyasobola kudda amabega. Kwe kumanya nti bannayuganda abantu bonna baguddewo amaaso, ne bonkwata n'oteeka mu kkomera, ne bobakuba kibooko, ne bobafuira tiyagaasi, kino tekyasobola kudda amabega. Ekyo nno kimpa nnyo essuubi, kimpa amaanyi, kinyongera okukkiririza mu nkyukakyuka eno, era nammwe njagala mukkiririze mu nkyukakyuka eno. To all our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, thank you very much for the support. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala, abali mu Africa, abali Europe, abali Asia, abali America, mwena mwebalire ddala. Nja kutwalanga obudde nga nkomawo nga njogerako nammwe, kubanga bwe mumanyi ebiseera ebisinga tulemwa okugenda ku TV oba ku radio station. Engeri ezisinga obungi gye zaawambibwa, abangi babatiisatiisa, mulabye nti tetulina billboard n'emu, kubanga gavumenti yabagaana okutuwa billboards. Mwami Museveni abadde bwakujja kwogerako eri eggwanga, naye bwe twagambye tugenda kujja twogereko eri eggwanga, yakitegedde nti ajja kuswala. Ensonga lwaki tazze kwogera eri abantu. Ekyo nno kituwa omukisa okwongera okulaga ensi nti takyalina kati kyasobola agamba abantu. Agamba nti tayagala tusinkane bantu physically, naye ne wano digitally era tasobola. Yagamba nti ayagala kalulu ka scientific. ebiseera ebijja mu maaso tujja kufuba okukozesa buli mbeera okulaga bannayuganda ti Museveni takyalina kyatugamba. Ku social media enamba zijja kweraba, mu January nga tugenze mu kulonda enamba zijja kweraba. Asobola okuba abantu tiyagas, asobola okuba abantu amasasi, naye nga tasobola kola ki, tasobola kulemesa abantu connectinga. Tumanyi bulungi nti internet yaffe ebadde interrupted. Every now and then I've been signaled that the internet is being interrupted, but I know that after this message goes out there, lazima you comrades can always watch it again. I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being part of this, and I want to promise that every now and then I'll be coming to address you. I thank you. I encourage you to go on being assertive. Organize, organize, organize. The internet is being interrupted, but I know that after this message goes out there, lazima you comrades always watch it again. I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being part of this, and I want to promise that every now and then I'll be coming to address you. I thank you. I encourage you to go on being assertive. Organize, organize, organize. The internet is being interrupted, but I know that after this message goes out there, lazima you comrades always watch it again. I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being part of this, and I want to promise that every now and then I'll be coming to address you. I thank you. I encourage you to go on being assertive. Organize, organize, organize. The internet is being interrupted, but I know that after this message goes out there, lazima you will watch it again. I want to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being part of this, and I want to promise that every now and then I'll be coming to address you. I thank you. I encourage you to go on being assertive.